You're awesome. Thank you.
You were serious about that?
Well, thank you to everybody that's here early. I appreciate your willingness to show up on time. Let's see here. All right. It is 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what it is for the other ones. But, guys, I'm so honored to be back for our second installment together. If you didn't get to watch the last one, go watch it. The Rethink Everything You Know About Social Media is such a powerful way to just reset your mindset about social and maybe even pick up a couple nuggets that you weren't sure of. Today, guys, today is the secret sauce, in my opinion, to all things marketing and social media. It is the ability to use Messenger. Messenger is available to us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn has it. And so this is a way, think about this, for us to show up in a personable way with someone that we may not have their phone number or their email address. And isn't that crazy to think about? In the world of sales, we've always had to have an email, a phone number, an address. And now, because of Messenger, we don't need any of it. And so what I've seen happen for me personally is I have come across really high-level people at events that I have a desire to get to know better, have a desire to work with, and I have returned home from these events, sent them a video through DM, introducing myself, and almost every time it leads to a relationship. It's unbelievable, and it costs me nothing. And so this is why this is so exciting, and you should be locked in, not checking email, not looking at the phone, but really paying attention, because what I'm going to give you guys today is a game changer. And so as we jump into this, we need to understand this quote. Dale Carnegie says, "The royal road to a man's heart is to talk to him about what he treasures the most." The reason this quote leads out this class is because if we only use DMs for our own advantage, we're going to lose. If we only show up in people's DMs for personal gain, we're going to lose. But if we show up putting them first, we will win. And so this is so important as we jump into this thing, is to make it about the person you're communicating to, knowing that if you serve them well, it's going to benefit you in the future. And so as we jump in, I want us to get a clear understanding, guys, of what we're up against. Most of us have used email to do this type of communication. And in our industry, the average open rate of an email is 27%, pretty crappy. And then the average click-through rate, which is if you put something in the email that you want someone to click on, is 3%. But if you go to DM, the average open rate is 88%, and the average click-through rate is 56%. And so we are talking about a way of communicating that is defying the odds of what we're used to. I send out pretty great emails, very informative, very encouraging, very uplifting. And yet, on a good day, 40% of people that they get the email are actually opening it and looking at it. That's less than half on a good day of what I can achieve in Messenger if I am willing to play ball here. Now, where we have to kind of shift our mindset on all this is the reason email is easy is because, boom, we touch one button, it sends one email to hundreds of people, thousands of people, and we're just kind of okay with the results. But with DMs, it takes a little bit more time. We have to be a little bit more intentional, but it's where the true rewards are. And so I want to give us 4 reasons why we need to take this seriously. The first is, unlike any other opportunity, this is a one-to-one opportunity. And so if you love having coffee with people, if you love being on Zoom one-to-one, this is where we have the chance to win, right? Sales happens in a one-on-one environment more often than not. And so we've got to get in private with people, and this is an unbelievable way to do it. Also, on Messenger, it has a read receipt. So if you look on Messenger specifically, Messenger is connected with Facebook. I believe Instagram does the same thing. When I send out a message, it puts a little check mark next to that message. And once that person has read it, that check mark turns into their profile picture. So you don't have to wonder if somebody ghosted you. You don't have to think that you did something wrong. I always know where I stand with people. And so it's a huge advantage in our opportunity to be connected. Also, guys, over 7 billion conversations are happening on Messenger every day. Now, to understand the math, there are a little over 1 billion users on Messenger. And so if 7 billion conversations are happening daily, that means the average Messenger user is engaged in 7 different conversations a day. And so this isn't something that we're like, well, most people aren't paying attention here. No. Most people are paying attention here. For most people, a DM through Messenger hits their phone just like a text message does. And so there's no greater power than this. But also, guys, the biggest piece to this, what most people have no idea about that I'm about to unlock for you, is the algorithm. When somebody DMs you back, so if I send a DM and then you send one back, what that does is it shows the algorithm, hey, these 2 people are DMing one another. They're having a conversation in private. They probably would want to see each other's posts. And so if you want to try it and test it and believe that I'm a liar and be proven wrong, go find a friend on Facebook that you haven't talked to or seen in years. Go DM them. When they DM you back, go refresh your newsfeed, and it will be full of their content. Because you've told the algorithm, this person's really important to me. And if the algorithm's job is to keep you on the platform longer, then they're going to use that as leverage to keep you there. And so it's unbelievable. If you have a really important post coming up, you need to DM a lot of people in the 2 to 3 days leading up to that post, and hope that those people DM you back so that they will be most likely to see the important post that you're about to post. It's a little like witchcraft, guys. It's a little weird how great this works, but let me just give you one simple example of this. I spoke at an event in Vegas last summer, and a CEO of a large mortgage company that buys the loans, right, from you guys, he spoke at the event, and I didn't get to meet him, but I wanted to meet him. And so I got home from the event. I jumped in Instagram. I found him on Instagram, and I sent him a video. And I just said, hey, man, it was so great to hear you speak at Fuse. I'm bummed we didn't get a chance to meet, but I'd love to connect. I love what you're doing. Well, he sends me a video back. This guy's older than me, right? He's in his 50s. He sends me a video back, and actually, I take that back. He sends me a message back and says, how did you send me a video? I don't even know how to do that. And so what did I do? I then sent him a video telling him how to record a video. And then lo and behold, what happened next? He sent me a video. Well, what's happened since then? I am coaching his marketing department. I'm traveling with him around the country, speaking to different companies. And we text all the time. and this is a powerful CEO in our space, that all I had to do was get in his DMs. Guys, this works over and over again. We just have to be committed to the process. So before I give you 10 ways to leverage Messenger, I want to talk about the Jedi mind tricks first. So to do this well, we've got to get past the surface. So what did I do with that CEO? I complimented him on his talk from the event that we were at. Right? I led with praise. And so we've got to make our conversations about these people if we want them to win. And so the first thing we can do is we can show people that we're a good listener. Some of the ideas that I'm going to give you is basically, if you will just simply watch social media, people will say things. If you will go respond to those things through DM, they're going to go, how did you know that? They're not going to think, oh, I post about that and then Kyle saw it and then he DM'd me. They're just going to go, wow, how did Kyle know that my aunt passed away? And so we can show them that we're a good listener. And what do good listeners do? Good listeners care. Also, we've got to talk about what they care about. And so as you learn people, you've got to be able to have those conversations. For years, my mom, she would ask people their favorite candy bar. And she would keep track of it. And when she would be in person with those people, she would give them their favorite candy bar. And they were always blown away. How did Elizabeth know that I love this candy bar? None of them remembered that however long ago it was that she asked them what their favorite candy bar was. This isn't rocket science, guys. We just have to actually care. And then the third piece to this is we have to be memorable, not predictable. And so what do most people do? Most people use Messenger when they need it. And so they look at Messenger as a place to close. And it is not a place to close. It's a place to connect. And so you don't want to do predictable behavior in DMs. You want to be unpredictable. You want to be memorable. And so this is why the 10 things that I'm going to give you are going to be game changers for you, because they will leave you always being remembered instead of quickly forgotten, because you're just white noise doing what everybody else is already doing. And so I hope y'all are ready to jump into number one. If y'all have got questions, pop up to the mic and tell me to stop and we'll talk about it. But here's number one, and it's number one for a reason, because it's the absolute greatest thing we can be doing. Birthday videos. On your last birthday, think about how many people wrote on your wall. Hundreds. Think about how long that mattered to you. An hour. Think about possibly how annoyed you were that you were like, gosh, do I have to like all these? Do I have to respond to all these? Ugh, I almost wish they wouldn't have even done it. And so years and years and years and years ago, I was writing on people's walls on their birthday. I had this thought of, man, if my goal is to be set apart, to be memorable, this isn't very memorable being one of 400 people writing on this person's wall. And so then I decided I'm going to start sending them private birthday messages. And so I started DMing people on their birthdays, just words. And I was blown away at the response that I was getting from people. And then I thought, man, I'm kind of becoming the video guy. This is like 6 years ago. I think I should actually record videos for people on their birthday. And so I started just saying, hey, Jack, happy birthday, bro. I hope your day's incredible. I hope your family spoils you. Let's do coffee soon. And then I'd send that video. And those got even a bigger response. And then I took it a step further and I thought, you know what? Snapchat has some really fun filters. And so I've never used Snapchat ever, other than to play with the thousands of filters that they have. And so my kids and I will play on there, and then I'll use it to record birthday videos. And I started singing happy birthday to people. And I'm not a good singer, and so that's kind of the point. It's meant to be funny. It's meant to be personable. And I'll pick, I mean, gosh, I've had hundreds of different characters that I've played because of Snapchat's filters, and people eat them up. And guys, think about this, because let me remind you before I tell you this. My hope for these 4 trainings together is, yes, 1, for you to get better. But number 2, I hope that you'll take what I'm teaching you and go reciprocate it to your realtor partners. Go teach it to them. I don't need credit. I just want you to have extra ammunition to go serve them better than the other person trying to win their business. And so what happened is, a buddy of mine, he's a real estate broker in Quincy, Illinois. And last year he DM'd me and he said, "Hey bro, I just got to tell you, I closed $2.9 million in home sales directly from birthday messages." And I said, "Jeremy, you got to be crapping me, bro. There's no way. How do you know?" Because how do you know? And he said, "Man, I know it sounds crazy." He said, "But literally, I tracked it. If I sent someone a video and their direct response to me was, 'Thank you so much for the video, I've been meaning to reach out. We've been thinking about buying a house or selling our house.'" He said, "That's exactly how it went. $2.8 million. Now, in Quincy, Illinois, the average home price last year was like $180,000. So do the math. Could your partners use that many more transactions in their business? What could your business do if you had 5 partners take this tool and go win that many opportunities that they're going to bring back to you for the mortgage? And how much does any of this cost? Nothing. It costs nothing. If this is all you change about your business for the rest of this year, it will be a game changer for you. But thankfully, it's not, because I've got 9 more things to talk about. But guys, this is something, before we move on, you should commit to doing this every morning. One of my great friends, actually, we co-authored the Green Book today. Or the Green Book, well, not today. We co-authored it months ago. But my friend Brian, he's the president of a fintech company, and he started the year in my 90-day video challenge. And in that challenge, a big piece of it is sending one-to-one videos to people, like a birthday video. He sent 426 videos out in the month of January. And guys, his company is having their best year ever. They just finished a round of funding where they raised more money than they've ever raised before. And every other day, he's telling me about a new client that he's getting close to signing. And you know why? Not because of all of this directly, but because he's staying top of mind. People already know him. They're just so busy, they forget he exists. People already know you. They're just so busy, they forget you exist. And so we cannot live our lives going, "Man, my people know I'm in mortgage. If they need me, they'll reach out." No, they won't. Because their lives are busy. And all of us are bent to be selfish. And so if I don't see you often, you're going to be forgotten quickly. And so this is why this matters so much. Birthday videos. Number 2 is what I call working on a project. And so here's how simple this is. In order to sell, you have to have conversations. And so imagine you send 3 of these DMs every morning that just simply say this: "Hey friend, I know you're busy, but I'm working on a project at the office today. Could I call you and pick your brain this afternoon?" That's it. And 9 out of 10 people are going to respond and say, "Dude, of course." Especially if you're sending this to people you know. If you're sending this to strangers, it's not going to work. But they're going to go, "Dude, of course, man. Happy to help. I can talk at 3 o'clock. So at 3 o'clock, you get to have a phone call with at least one person every day. And you pick questions that you want to know the answer to. "Hey, man, I'm just trying to get an idea of what all of my friends and family and past clients, like what their interest rate is, because it's not time to refinance right now, but at some point in the next couple of years it will be. And so I just want to be able to serve my people to the best of our ability. And they go, wow, man, that's so thoughtful. Our interest rate is 5.25. Well, isn't that helpful for you to know? So that when rates drop into the fours, who's going to be one of your first phone calls? Your buddy that already told you they're sitting at 5.25? And so the key to this is they think you're going to try to sell them something, but you're not. You're just seeking knowledge to serve them better. And then depending on how well you know them, you might at the end of this conversation say, dude, thank you so much. This is so helpful for us. Man, let's get lunch. We need to get lunch soon. And so you might turn that into a lunch appointment, or you could do one better. And I'm going to give you my secret question that I love to ask people. Hey, who do you need to know? And most people go, wait, what? Yeah, who do you need to know? Is it a type of person? Is it an actual person in our city? Who do you need to know that would make your business better? And hope that they answer, and then do everything in your power to connect them to that type of person. It changed the game for me in our roofing company when I got started doing this in Oklahoma City. And all I was doing was asking people, who do you need to know? It's an unbelievable question because it always leads to somebody feeling the need to reciprocate it. And so they're going to end up feeling guilty and introducing you to somebody. And this is how you grow referrals without ever having to ask for a referral. It's unbelievable. Guys, I don't want this to sound arrogant, but we could stop right now. And I believe that you already have at least two things that you can go leverage in your business that will massively impact it. But for the sake of having an hour, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going because I want you to pick one, right? The goal of this is I'm going to give you 10 things. You're going to go pick one to choose to be better at right now. And then you can add another and then another. It's so powerful. Number 3, what if you use DMs instead of text messaging? Is there a chat? Oh, there is a chat. Hey, now I have a chat pulled up. Look at this. This is super cool. Come on, Wade Betts. Y'all see what Wade put in the chat? It's not their job to remember us. It's our job to make sure they can't forget. I love that quote so much, bro. Thank you for sharing it. And now I have chat pulled up. So if anybody else wants to talk in the chat, hit me up in there. Guys, here's the deal. I told you this in the beginning. We can move the algorithm. We can influence the algorithm the more we're DMing people. So Wade is my friend. If Wade and I are texting each other, that's fine, right? It is what it is. We're communicating. But for the longevity of impact, it matters more if Wade and I were talking in Messenger. Because now, on a Tuesday, I'm going to come across one of his videos. On a Friday, he's going to see a post of my daughter at camp. And it allows us to be top of mind all the time. It's not their job to remember us. It's our job to make sure they can't forget. And so I get people regularly that go, dude, you have my phone number. Why are you sending me a DM? And they've opened the door for me to teach them this concept. Because, man, texting you does nothing for me. But if I want to truly create impact in this relationship, I need you to see me on a regular basis. And so this is why you should do it. Now, can I also just stop right here and also say this? If you are posting things, putting your phone number on it, please stop. It is not 1990. They are already in a platform that has interaction. So for you to put your number on a post, number one, you're showing how much of a boomer you are. But number two, You're asking me, hey, I know that we're already in this place communicating, but could you remember these 10 digits and then leave this place to then open up another app and remember how to punch those 10 digits in? You're making it so hard for them to communicate with you. And so if on all your content moving forward, if you think about a phone number, if you would just instead say, DM me, now you're using the native language of the platform. And you're making it easier for my brain to go, oh yeah, I can just DM them. Because a DM is a step away. It's multiple steps for me to have to try to get your 10-digit number from Facebook, from Instagram, over into my phone, where I punch them in. So think about that. The next time you post, it will help you navigate the communication waters with people. Number 4, guys, random check-in messages. I love to just watch social media and randomly check in. If I happen to notice somebody I haven't seen in a while, or you know, because of what we do for a living, if y'all are like me, you end up with bags of business cards from networking events. And before I throw them away, I kind of thumb through them to see if there's anybody that I like haven't talked to in a while. And I'm like, oh man, look, there's Terry. I hadn't talked to Terry in a while. And so I might pop into DM and just shoot Terry a message. What's up, man? I was going through some business cards from networking and I came across yours and realized that I hadn't talked to you forever. I hope you're doing well. Random check-in. Random check-in. It's not rocket science. It just requires that we care. We have to care about people. If your goal is to always do the minimum viable on social media for the sake of it, you're never going to win on social media. It's never going to go well. I don't even think you're going to ever get lucky. You have to do this better and with greater intentionality. And so this is such a simple way to do it. And these next 3 are kind of all in the same breath. What about just sending thank you messages to people? I don't do this as much as I used to, and I'm going to use this time to get back into it. But I love encouraging other dads. And so I love watching social. And when a guy I know is posting about parenting or posting a picture of daddy-daughter date or daddy-daughter dance or their kid at T-ball, I just love to send them a DM that just says, man, I just want you to know, like, I love watching you be a dad on social media, man. It encourages me to be better. There's no agenda. I'm not signing it your favorite social media guy. I'm genuinely doing it to encourage people. That's it. Because whether you believe you reap what you sow, which is what the Bible says, or you believe in karma, the universe gives and takes, it all leads to the same thing. We get out of life what we give to it. And so I want to sow good, positive, encouraging things so that I can reap those things. This is a simple way to do so. And Wade, of course, if you guys know Wade, which you all do, you know, Wade's already challenging me that it doesn't have to be random. Mr. Numbers guy that has a spreadsheet for his spreadsheet. You can absolutely track it, and I'm not going to be the guy to teach you that. But if you want to know how to do that better, Wade would love to help you be more structured in that endeavor. Why? Because it works. Because it works. And it probably, if I'm being totally honest, it would probably work even better for me if it wasn't spontaneous and it was more structured. But that's neither here nor there. Number 6, share articles intentionally. I would imagine all of you are checking some place, whether it's MBS Highway or the Christmas Report. Like you're somewhere, you're receiving data from people, headlines from people. And so think about if every morning when you read an article that you are impacted by, if you pick 3 to 5 people that you think would also have an opinion of that article, and just DM the article to each one of them and say, hey, I was reading this article this morning and I couldn't stop wondering what your opinion about it would be. Will you read this and let me know? Now, y'all are going to have an entire conversation that's going to be business related. This would be an unbelievable way to stay top of mind to realtor partners, to stay top of mind to realtors you're trying to get to become partners. This is such an easy way to communicate with people. We overthink all of this, guys. We have been taught that we've got to always be about business, and we've got to always be about the close and the hook, and we've got to set it in deep, when the reality is we do life with way more people than we currently get business from. Why? Because to most of those people, we're white noise. To most of those people, we're annoying. Or to most of those people, we don't exist because we just rarely show up, except for that once a week post, talking about a closing, talking about a new product we have. And so this is such a simple way to stay top of mind to people. And Wade, I love that, bro. You're so right, man. Guys, with all of this, done is better than perfect. My crappy post is going to outperform the post you never do every time. My crappy video is going to outperform the video you never do every time. And so we just simply have to put in the work. Number 7 is what I call meeting needs messages. Guys, people put their life story on social media. A lot of people do. And so just the other day, a really dear friend of mine, her husband passed away of a heart attack. What was the first thing I did? I was in DMs, sending her messages, telling her I'm praying for him, how much I love her family, how much I loved her husband. I'm meeting a need. And it's so simple. And again, there's no agenda. I'm not going, oh, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to get reinvested to hopefully. No, it's just being a good human being, because most people aren't good human beings. The realtor that you want to work with is one bad deal from being done with the lender they currently work with. And so if you're in the background, sharing articles with them, asking their opinion, telling them happy birthday, checking in on them randomly, you're going to win. And so there's so many reasons that you could scroll Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and just watch for people to talk about something painful. And go meet that need. If you're the praying type, when you see somebody like express something sad on social, say a quick prayer for them and then DM them and tell them you're praying for them. Like, that's not weird. Now, don't lie to them, right? We're not trying to pimp Jesus. So actually do it if that's the route you're going to go. But think about what you do in the first 30 minutes after you post something. You go back every 5 minutes going, how many likes does it have? How many likes does it have? How many comments does it have? How many comments does it have? And so we want to be validated when we post. And so what if you were just watching for when people post, you go in, you comment on it, and then you DM them? And I love that, Wade. It's only weird if you make it weird. And maybe you're weird, and that's fine. If you're weird, your friends already know. So just stay weird, you know? I live in Fort Worth. We're 3 hours from Austin. And Austin, their slogan is keep Austin weird. And so there's just people that are weird, and that's okay, right? You're loved just as much as everybody else. But this is truly, guys, if I can just try to humanize this all for a second. The reason most of you may not enjoy social media is because you've made it all about work. And so, of course, it's not fun, because that's not fun. But when you make social media about people, and good night, guys, if you don't love people, you might be in the wrong business, because this is the people business. You have to be able to tolerate people to be good at your job. And so if you can switch your mindset and see this as a platform to love and serve people, but by the way, it'll also grow your business. Guys, it's unbelievable. I personally, I don't remember if I told you guys this at MortgageCon or not. I hate social media. I hate it. But as much as I hate it, I love more making an impact in the lives of people. So, until there's a greater way for me to have massive impact, I will show up on social media every single day, because it's my greatest opportunity to serve people. And when that is your mindset, it isn't about, oh, I just don't feel like it this week. It isn't about, I just feel fat or I'm getting older. None of that matters, as long as you have something positive that is greater. And for me, it is enriching the lives of people. And so some of you may need to work on that shift in your mindset to really discover why you can enjoy this for 10 minutes a day and not dread it all the time. Because as long as you dread it, you'll always be finding something in your calendar to replace it. And you're going to struggle. Number 8. Come on. Y'all knew this was going to be in here. Make it a video. Video. Personal videos. Say their names. Say something specific. Guys, AI is getting so crazy, right? We don't always know what's real and what's not. And so the more personable we can make the video, the more they're going to know, oh man, Kyle actually took the time to send me this. And so even though I love to say, what's up, bro, to people, I do not say that in their video, because I don't want them to think that this is fake. Oh, Kyle probably sent this to everybody. And so even if I do say, what's up, bro, I'm going to try to say something specific about that person so that they know that it's legit. John asked, can you record a video directly from the Messenger app? John, you absolutely can. I typically don't, just because I like having the video on my camera roll. So typically I just record the video directly on my phone and then I upload it into the Messenger app. But if you want to record in the app, you just hold the button. If you tap it, it'll take a picture. If you hold it, you'll see a little blue line that'll make a circle. Make sure you finish your sentence by the end of that line, connecting. Otherwise, you'll get cut off. But you absolutely can use all of the platforms to record directly in the platform. I just typically default to my camera roll, and then I upload it into the platform I'm going to DM them from. This is also, guys, right here, number 8, make it a video. You saw Wade say it. If it can be video, it should be video, 100%. This is my secret weapon to helping people get better at video, is getting them to practice one-to-one video, because it's less scary. It's less fearful. There's no judgment. There's no shame. You're not worried about what people are going to think, or will this get a lot of views, or will nobody see it, because it's one-to-one. But we're still working all the muscles. Like right now, as I teach to you guys, I'm working all the muscles that it takes to do video. I'm making sure I'm looking in the right place, and I'm not looking all over the place when I'm talking to you guys. And so then when you're looking at me on the screen, you're like, why is this dude never actually looking at me? And so I'm getting all the reps of getting better at video while I'm teaching you guys. This is where the power is. And let me remind y'all, I think one person committed to it. I'm doing a 30-day video challenge right now. It's almost $400, but I offered it to all of you for free, and one of you said yes. And so this morning was day 5. If any of you want to be a part of it, just DM me. See what I did there? You're going to DM me, and I'll add you to our Facebook group so you can be a part of it. Everything is saved and recorded. But this is it, guys. This is the way of communication in the future. It is all going to be, how do we not get in person but still see each other's faces? I was just doing a big webinar yesterday, and one of our panelists is a 25-year-old who travels around the country talking about Gen Z. And her big thing was, none of my friends want to come to your office. None of my friends want to meet for coffee, but they still want to trust you. And so if you're like, well, how can I get people to trust me if I can't get in person? This is how we do it. The power of video. And Kim, thank you for those kind words. It's honored. I'm honored to have you be a part of it. And so, guys, you want to make video your superpower? DM me. I'll get you in the challenge. Once you're in this one, also, you get access to all the rest of them. So you're going to get grandfathered in for free to thousands of dollars worth of trainings over the years. So I'd say yes, even if you don't plan on fully participating. DM me on any platform, Dane. Facebook, Instagram, like I'm Coach Kyle Draper on all platforms. Oh, Marilee, you're going to come in? I love it. Yeah, DM me and I'll get you the link to jump into the group. And tomorrow morning will be day 6, and it's pretty fantastic. Guys, the last 2 things. Number 9 is be active with your own stories. So here's the deal. Stories are at the top of Facebook and Instagram. They last 24 hours. As long as they stay at the top, we'll always know that they're important to Facebook and Instagram. And so when the day comes that it's not at the top anymore, then we can probably decide to pull back on our stories and not care as much. But as of right now, it's still at the top, which means it matters. And so why does this matter? Because if you put up a story of what you had for lunch today, for example, right? So many people think this is stupid, but this is real life. And so if you ate a Jersey Mike sub for lunch today, and you put a picture of it in your story, and you asked your friends, hey guys, where's your favorite sandwich place? Anyone that responds to that question, you know where they are? They're in your DM. And so you've used a story to get someone to come into your DM, and now y'all are able to have a private conversation. And so if you're the person that's like, yeah, I don't really do stories, well, then you're robbing yourself of allowing people to have opportunity to interact with you in the most powerful place on social media, your DM. This is why this matters. The whole point of stories is they're gone tomorrow, so they don't need to be fancy. They don't need to be edited. You don't need captions on everything. Like, you just need to show up. It's not that hard. And so what I want to encourage you guys to do when I coach people that struggle with stories, what I give them is put a reminder on your phone every day at the same time. So just pick a time, and the reminder needs to say, stand up, look around, take a picture. Because there is never going to be an environment that isn't worthy of being a story. And one day I was teaching this in literally a blank room, all white walls. And somebody asked me, Kyle, how would you do a story in this room? And I went, okay. So I started looking around, and there was nothing on the wall. There was nothing interesting going on, and I'm kind of beginning to panic because they've called me out and it's about to work. And right before I was ready to wave the white flag of surrender, I saw a thermostat on the wall. And I thought, well, I said, how many of you guys are married? a lot of people raised their hand. I said, how many of y'all fight with your spouse about what temperature the house should be? Everyone who'd had their hand up as married kept their hand up for fighting about the temp of the home. And I said, so what if we all took a picture of the thermostat, put it in our stories with a question that said, what do y'all keep your home on during the day? Because everybody's going to have an opinion. And that was the moment that I realized, man, if you can make a story about a blank room with a thermostat on the wall, you can make a story anywhere. And so we've got to be more active. So, Marilee, John, I will, as soon as we are done, I will be DMing you back. I'm excited to have you guys be a part of it. And guys, the last thing is this. Reply to your friends' stories. So for the same reason that we need to have stories to let people reply to, we need to reply to their stories. And here's what I'm super guilty of. I scroll through people's stories every day and I think things, but sometimes I forget to actually say them. And so just start creating that habit of not just looking at people's stories, but saying something about them. If I see a story of Marilee and I could say, oh my gosh, I love that jacket. Where'd you get that? And now I've asked her a question, which then requires her to give me an answer. It's not rocket science. It's being a human being. But we get so focused on business. And then we think this is a business tool, but it's not a business tool. It's a people tool. It's a relationship incubator. It's where everybody exists that already knows, likes, and trusts you. And so we just got to be more intentional about showing up on purpose. And the last thing I want to share is this. The common denominator of success lies in the fact that he or she formed the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. This class that I just taught you, is it convenient to DM people every day? Is it convenient to potentially record 5 or 6 videos first thing in the morning? It's not. And 95%, 98% of your competition, everything I just said will go in one ear and out the other. I don't want to do that. That sounds like a lot of work. Because so many people are so prone to still doing what they've always done. And we've accepted that the success rate is very low. And so I just need to keep doing it a lot, knowing that at 10% it's going to work. Let's do it different. Let's set aside the first 15 minutes of our day to just jump into social and engage with people and watch how much easier it gets to get that next realtor partner, because now they know you and you're not just some random person. You've been loving on their content. You've been encouraging them. And now it's time for it to turn into business opportunity. John, what are your thoughts on emojis and hashtags? So I personally love emojis. I text with emojis. And so I think emojis are great, but I don't think they're necessary. It's all about you. If you are an emoji texter, then emojis are great. If you don't use emojis, I wouldn't just start using emojis for the sake of emojis. It's not going to work. As far as hashtags go, John, hashtags are actually becoming more and more irrelevant. All of these platforms are becoming what's called indexable, which is what YouTube is. It's what Google is, which means we don't need hashtags to search. We just use words. And so now, like on Instagram, any word in a post can just be found by a simple search term. And so I wouldn't use more than 3 to 5 hashtags if you're going to use hashtags. I don't use hashtags at all unless I'm just using it for branding. So like, for example, if I'm doing a post about marketing church, I'll hashtag marketing church, but not for the sake of people finding that, because nobody's searching that. I just want it for branding purpose. Or I might use hashtag Coach Kyle. It's for my own reasons, not for findability. So I wouldn't worry as much about hashtags. I just worry more about the substance of what you're saying to people. It's a great question. And so, guys, I gave you this last time, but I'm here to serve. I am going to do 2 more sessions with y'all. I'm going to be back at MortgageCon with you early next year. And so, man, Empire Mortgage is an extension of my family. I love you guys a lot, and I'm here to help you in any way that I can. And so please do not be a stranger, because John, just like your question, you don't know until you ask. And you probably won't take action until you get clarity on your question. And so there's no dumb questions. Hit me up. Those of you that have DM'd me, I'll get you access to the Facebook group as soon as possible. And guys, if you're not already, make sure you're following me on social, because I give a lot of great tips and tricks out there. And I'm just going to be encouraging you along this journey, because there's a lot of people out there that need your help. They're just forgetting that you're there to help them. So I hope this helps. If anybody has a question, feel free to jump up to the mic and ask it. I'm going to stick around for a minute. But if nobody's got any questions, Ivan, number 10 was reply to your people's stories, so that now you're in DM having a conversation with them. Looks like there's 2 people at the mic. Anybody have a question? I don't know how this tech works. I don't know if Kelsey's still in here to, oh, I see Kelsey down there. All right. Appreciate you guys. We will see you back real soon in the Emporium. See y'all.